Good evening, all. My name is Kinjal from Sinex Group. So today we have Mazin Abdullah from Cred company. So Mazin ji, I will ask you the one question. So how was your overall experience in the India Credit Risk Management Summit and award ceremony?
I think one thing I really liked was you had people who were very grounded, right? People with the right skills and achievement, yet grounded. And I think all the conversations had a lot of substance to it, less faff and more substance. I think the kind of anecdotes and the kind of experience. And I think this is where I found this conference to a lot of other conferences where I've gone. People were talking specific, based on their own experience. What is it, and less of global GAN and more of specific, more of deep domain expertise, right? I think that is what I really liked about this conference.
Thank you so much. So the second question, big industry expert, how do you see the BFSI industry in next 5 years?
I think two things, digital and AI, I think will be the two things to watch out for in the next 5 years. I think digital has already started as far as transactions was concerned, payments was concerned 15 years back. Then it got a fillip with UPI. As far as lending liabilities was concerned, I think last 3 years, 5 years, we have seen. So I think the digital journey has started. I think one thing where digital has not been able to sort of make a big head start is in terms of liabilities, having a end-to-end digital liabilities relationship. I think that is one challenge. I think that is one opportunity, exciting opportunity for the next 5 years. As far as unsecured credit is concerned, as far as retail MSME is concerned, a lot of digitization has already happened. I think one area where digitization is yet to sort of make rapid progress is on the secured side of the business. So I think liabilities and secured, digitization of liabilities and secured is, I think, one area to watch out for in the next 5 years. Next interesting feature would be AI. I'm not an expert in AI, and I think AI is still something which everyone thinks is good but doesn't really understand. So I think that will be an interesting thing to watch out how it shapes BFSI industry. I think a lot of credit decisioning, KYC decisioning, customer monitoring, AML, etc. I think there is a lot of scope for AI in these aspects, and I think a lot of these things will get digitized. And I think the business will focus more on relationship building and deeper analysis and more detailed analysis over and above what AI can do, or what AI should do rather, in financial services, right? So I think these are digitization and digital and AI are two areas to watch out for.
I agree with your word, Mazin ji. So the last question, would you like to share your thoughts on current opportunities and the challenges in the Indian market?
I think one challenge that we all see is, I think there are traditional players, there are so-called fintechs, and then there are so-called tech fins. Fintechs are players who do digital business but still think a little traditionally. Tech fins are modern business, today's business, who think digital first, right? So I think all these three players are there. I think banks and traditional players have the majority market share. I think 60%, 70%, 80%. These two set of players are gaining market share very fast, right? They have lower market share but gaining market share very, very fast. So यहाँ पे the base is less but the growth is very high. In the traditional players, the base is very, very high, 10x of what the other two segments have, but the growth is relatively slower. So I think, and hence it is adding two challenges for us to sort of figure out, what is it the way forward, what is it the right thing to do. And I think regulatory also, right? I think regulator is also trying to figure out, right, what exactly are some of these fintechs and so-called tech fins, some are regulated, some are not regulated, doing, how they are doing, is what they are doing compliant, sustainable, are they really understanding the risk they are taking? So I think we as an ecosystem, the traditional player, the modern player, the regulator, the governments, I think there's still sort of lack of understanding of each other, right? The fintechs may not understand regulator and the vice versa, right? So I think this is the biggest challenge as per me. How do we all understand each other better and support each other better? I think that is where I think is the important thing.
So thank you so much, Mazin ji, for sharing your experience and thoughts, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you, sir.